the amount of effort that went into these descriptions for these treasures really is astounding. I mean, take the description for the merciless extractor, for example, just with Olimar stating that you need to be completely a soulless, merciless being to climb the corporate ladder. And for the love nuggets, he thought about using some of the, having his wife try some of them to quote unquote stimulate her better. And for the Sunseed Berry, apparently, whenever Olimar has romantic thoughts, his wife laughs at him. But yeah, just they didn't have to go this hard with all of these descriptions, just diving deep into Olimar's inner psyche and just us getting to know more about him. I mean, the Picklepedia did the same as well, but just the amount of time and effort that went into these descriptions must have been extensive, but man, was it well earned. It was just, I applaud the writers for coming up with such genius quotes for a lot of these treasures and creature descriptions. And the fun doesn't stop here. There's still a long list of treasures to go. Hey, paisanos! This is ToonGamer23, and welcome back to Let's Play Pikmin 2! So, in the last part, we went over treasures 1 through 67 in the treasure hoard, and we went through the sales pitch and Olimar's journal entries for each of them. Alright. So, let us continue the marathon of treasure hoards journal entry reading, as well as sales pitch reading. Okay, so we ended with the Implement of Toil, which is a double-edged pencil, and I think we'll probably call it quits overall in this part at the Boom Cone. Okay, so 67 plus 67 is 134. And for the next part, we'll go all the way to the end with Louie as aka the King of Bugs. So yeah, long list of descriptions, but each of them are interesting enough to merit just a long Let's Play part of just taking it easy and just kind of enjoying reading all of these fascinating entries. Okay, let us begin this part with the heavy-duty magnetizer, the humble magnet. Even has north and south on it. I honestly remember having a couple of those in elementary school, but that's another story.
I've had an upset stomach lately. I'm not old yet, but I'm not young anymore either. Maybe I should start doing a better job of looking after my health. Perhaps basking in this contraption's magnetic rays will make me stronger.
Ouch. That description really hit home for me. I mean, just like Olimar, I'm not old, but I'm no spring chicken either. So, but I'm still on the young-ish side. But yeah, I'm still wanting to take better care of myself, but anyway.
The most powerful magnetic force in the universe. The healing properties of magnetic fields relieve backaches, headaches, toothaches, and even dreaded spleen aches.
Yeah, probably just leave that to medical science. Okay. Number 69, Harmonic Synthesizer, a castanet. I am so embarrassed that I mistook this for a whistle, or a harmonic whistle the first time I saw it, but with the name like Harmonic Synthesizer, I was just completely misled. But, yeah, it's a castanet.
My taste in music is highly refined, but my wife and kids have no taste at all. For example, when I ask my family if they want to go out for karaoke, they twist their faces and give me a nasty look. They don't know what they're missing.
Well, it really depends on how well you can sing. I mean, I've been to a couple of karaoke's, and they were terrible. I just wanted to yank the mic away from my friends and just sing it how it should be sung, but my god, they were just tone deaf. Oh god. But yeah, just with his own family just going out for karaoke and they just give him this stank face. That's hilarious.
This clamp-light sound generator is all natural. The purity of its percussive tone is irresistible. Clack, clack.
So yeah, castanet. Okay, number 70, we have the Emperor Whistle. An actual whistle that is gigantic compared to the size of Olimar and Louie's. So yeah, gotta have the Emperor in that title. Sometimes it's difficult to tell if a treasure is natural or manufactured. The ship has concluded that this treasure is natural, but I'm not so sure. The ship sulks and gripes for days if I disagree with it, so I'll keep my opinion to myself. I've actually known a couple of people who are like that. Whenever somebody disagrees with them, they just throw a fit or tantrum. It's embarrassing, honestly.
Healing tones are old news? Well, greet the new trend. Super sounds of awakening. Air passes through the inner chamber. Inner chamber sounds a high note that acts as an acoustic refreshment.
So yeah, just a mega tweet. A mega tweeter. Not like the one that the ship created with the amplified amplifier, but yeah, just... anyway. Okay, so number 71, we have the Director of Destiny. A compass. A broken compass, if you take a closer look. Okay, so yeah, it's just a broken compass there.
With the help of my Pikmin, I've been able to widen the radius of my salvage search. The new areas that have opened up to exploration are far more dangerous. Just to be safe, I'd better review Pikmin traits and characteristics. Press X to dismiss your Pikmin and separate them into color groups. Press A to pick up and hold Pikmin. While holding Pikmin, press the D-pad left or right to switch the color of Pikmin you're holding. So yeah, I guess in essence, it really has a double meaning there, just with just the compass pointing you to your destination, but considering that Olimar has no knowledge how a real compass actually works, he'd probably be heading north all the time. Okay, maybe that's a harsh assumption. I mean, he is a captain of a spaceship, so... That's just my personal opinion. This amazing fortune-telling device follows the flow of fate with eerie accuracy. It calculates the magnetic fields of planets, stars, and living organisms to track the pulse of destiny itself. If you're an optimist who feels that life points both south and north, this is for you.
Okay, so yeah, it's the double arrows. Okay, so... Give me a sec. I need to pull up the list of series. Be right back. I apologize once again. I didn't have the lists handy, and I'm basically having to use my phone for scrolling through the I mean, I would, if it did have the same name of the series that the ship named off once we completed the collections earlier, it would be so much easier to just kind of point everything out, but, just, kind of using a handicap here. Okay, so, that'll do it for the Tortured Artist series, although I don't really know what Whistle and Compass have anything to do with artistry. But, we'll just put a pin in that. Alright, so it's on to the Modern Amenities series, which are basically daily objects, like a bar of soap, a box of matches, a lipstick dispenser, and also a locket, and a can opener and a bottle opener. Okay, so we'll start with a set generator. A humble bar of soap. Don't drop it, especially in prisons. Okay, shutting up now.
I found a weird item today. Wetting the surface produces an endless froth of bubbles. It's amusing, but it will take further investigation to determine its practical use. It may take a young and playful mind to unlock its secrets. When I return home, I think I'll show it to my kids.
Oh, they're gonna have a hell of a time with that. Just making soapy mess everywhere, just making soap suds here and there, so yeah.
Rubsy dubsy sudsy blue. Rubsy dubsy sudsy woo. Sudsy sudsy scrub-a-doo. The more you rub it, the more it bubbles and foams. Don't worry about its purpose, just scrub.
Exactly, scrub-a-dub-dub and everybody in the tub. Alright, so yeah, we got Flame of Tomorrow at number 73 with Bowser brand matches. With even a telephone number, so call telephone 555 Troopas. I don't even want to know what it calls in this day and age. Probably just a disconnected line altogether.
From the beginning of time, my people have searched for a perfectly clean, endlessly renewable energy source. Unfortunately, we've never found anything close to it. Rubbing these two objects together seems to produce fire. Maybe this is the long-lost energy source we've always been searching for?
Possibly. I mean, you don't need no matches to start no fire, but you do need fuel and oxygen and heat, so never forget that. Oh, wait a minute.
Is this the flame of hope that spawned humanoid civilization? Hakatate needs new energy sources, and this could be a fine candidate. Will machines like me be powered by this someday?
I doubt it. Okay, Impediment Scourge. A bottle cap opener, okay.
Yellow Pikmin are infatuated with high places. They seem to love it when I toss them high in the air. Once I hurled them up to a high area and they came down with this treasure.
Alright, so yeah, just call back to the perplexing pool. More specifically, the dry area of the perplexing pool.
More shocking than a lightning bolt. Faster than a light mote. Able to crush rocks in one bash. This device can clear any impediment in one fell swoop.
Okay, so I guess in essence the ship thinks it's some sort of handheld weapon. But yeah, it's kinda is. Okay, so Dimensional Slicer, a handheld can opener.
Our salvage operations have yielded several unbelievably advanced artifacts. According to my analysis, this cutting device can slice through the fabric of time and space. My days of struggling to open food canisters are over.
How he can lift that thing, no one knows. It's huge compared to Olimar.
A dimensional cutter that slices through space and time. This is nothing to be trifled with. Good children will know not to play with this item.
But what about the bad children? What about them? Put a disclaimer on that and say, keep out of reach of bad children, I guess. Okay, so, time capsule at number 76. Just a locket with a picture of a cute puppy dog in there. Wonder who its owner was.
This must be some kind of a memorial capsule left by a lost civilization. It is left behind some image data, but I can't make any sense of it. I'm going to have to do some additional analysis. I'll document any exciting new developments in my log, along with pages and pages of meaningless doodles.
Okay, so Olimar does some doodling in his spare time too. That's fun. But still though, the backstory of this locket is pretty bittersweet and tragic. I mean, just like this, for all I know, it probably could have belonged to a little girl who had a puppy dog, and when Armageddon happened, and she had to say goodbye to this poor thing. Or maybe she just had to put it down, but still, either way, it's just tragic. But, yeah, I'm probably not dwelling that too much.
This shiny pod was found buried in like a time capsule, holding image data of unknown origin. Is it possible that you fathom the data's import? This riddle will entrance all puzzle lovers. Well, this riddle will entrance all puzzle lovers.
Entrance, not entrance. Okay, lip service. A Regal lipstick dispenser that hasn't melted away or been run down by any moisture.
I've never had much desire to climb the corporate ladder, but I'm beginning to think I should. Every year that my kids grow older, they get more expensive. Taking care of them is my most important duty. I should take lessons from the ship on how to be a high-pressure salesman. Then I'd rake in the cash.
Well, why don't you start by opening a cosmetic company? Pretty sure the ladies would clamor for just to get their hands on this.
What is wrong with the delicate dance of beautification, flattery, and flirtation? What, I ask? If it makes life more fun, keep it up. Come on, buy yours today.
Not really the lipstick type. But if I ever do meet someone who's got that bod and that luscious lips and... Oh, moving on. That's a story for another time. Okay, so 78, mirrored stage. Okay, so a pocket mirror for powdering your face. Okay, so yeah.
Every day, it's nothing but work, work, work. Sometimes I need to just get it off my mind. So I set this thing up as a stage and taught the Pikmin a song and dance routine. Red, purple, white, yellow, and blue Pikmin danced in perfect unison and sang their little hearts out. When I return home, I should take up a career as a dance instructor.
A dance instructor? Wow. You never would have... Like I said before, the time and effort that the writers had with coming up with the descriptions is just top notch. I mean, wow. So Olimar actually has a little hobby of teaching the Pikmin a song and dance routine, and dreams of changing careers to a dance instructor. This man is just so interesting with all of these descriptions. But it's just a simple space captain, yet his thoughts are just just give him so much more humanity than even Mario or even Link from Legend of Zelda. No offense to either of them, I'm just saying that Olimar's inner thoughts are a bit more interesting. But I'm just thinking out loud.
Come rain, wind, or typhoon, this stage will always support the hidden singer deep in your soul. It is a lovely instant dance stage. How about taking one on tour with you, Star of Rock?
Okay. If you're addressing me, I will gladly take one on the road. Or just... My mom takes one on the road, and I'm pretty sure my sister would take one on the road, obviously. That's kind of not really my thing. Okay. Alright, 79, Behemoth Jaw, aka a pair of dentures. I don't want to know who they belong to, but they're long dead, so who cares?
I can't conceive of how a creature with teeth this big could have ever lived. Emperor Bulblax, that bloated meat whale, is the only creature I've seen even half that size. The only thing I can do is hope I never encounter something that massive.
Well, heavily considering that you never see any humans walking around, heavily implies that Armageddon happened and their race is extinct in this world. So, you honestly have nothing to worry about.
Is this part of a previously unknown giant life form? What might the entire beast look like? Let your imagination run wild and create the largest of all living beings in your head.
What he said. Okay, so obviously human denture. But yeah, you really do need to remember that Hakatations are bugs compared to humans, so... And Pikmin are even smaller than Hakatations, so... Alright. So yeah. Our artifacts are left behind, but the legacy of humanity lives on, as Hakatations discover our remains. Okay, so let's move on to a more festive category. The Frigid series, aka the Christmas themed series. Alright, so yeah, we got presents, we got jingle bells, star on top of a tree, and even a stocking stuffer. Alright. So let's open up a present with the Joy Receptacle at number 80.
Today we ventured across the plains to reach a cold cavern I'd been meaning to spelunk. The Pikmin have a hard time coping with the bitter cold, but they were real troopers. Somehow they summoned the strength to carry this box, so I hope it's full of treasure.
Well, let's see what the ship has to say.
Be satisfied with the decorative outer shell of this rectangle. It is more endearing since you can't see what's inside. Not being able to open it makes it all the more special. In reality, it is empty.
Oh, boo! Seriously. What kind of cruel, sick human being would do that? Would wrap up such a perfectly good present to have nothing inside? This is to pull a prank on somebody? That's a sick prank. You go through all the trouble of making such an ornate, festive Christmas present to have nothing inside. The nerve of some people. I tell you, I'm glad they're extinct in this universe. Okay, so next we got Fleeting Art Form at 81, which is Burnout Birthday Candle.
Some works of fine art are timeless, while others are fleeting. Once lit, this sculpted pillar of wax will burn with glory for a short time before flaming out. The purpose of this piece of art is to help us all envision our final moment of flaming glory.
Well, that's one way of putting it. We humans use it to kind of have anniversaries of birth. Kind of use these things on our anniversaries of our births, so yeah, that's more our style.
On the surface, this is not art. It is a temporary spectacle compared to the glory of eternity, and yet that is why it is art. Machines like me are incapable of comprehending this.
And let's hope you stay that way. Because seriously, all this current talk about creative AI is starting to bum me out. Okay, so, number 82, Danger Chime. The Humble Bell. The Humble Dingaling.
My dingaling! My dingaling!
Sorry. Not that dingaling, I swear.
Today we search the caves located at the far end of the Valley of Repose. To ensure that we're thoroughly combing the region for treasure, we have to check every cave. Thanks to that diligence, we found this very item. To memorialize our exploration into the unknown, I named that cave Frontier Cavern.
Fitting.
No danger, no matter how small. That's just the notice of this never-fail peace-of-mind alarm system. In fact, it will warn you of danger that is not even present.
So yeah, it can be an alarm or just a nuisance. Works both ways. Okay, spouse alert. A jingle bell. Okay, so.
Sometimes I miss my carefree bachelor days. Once you have a family, those days are history. I like spending time with my wife, but sometimes I just want to be alone.
Well, on this treasure hunting journey, you've had plenty of time to be alone. I mean, you've had Louie for company, and as well as the Pikmin, so you don't need no stinking wife. You're your own free man, Olimar. Live your life however you wish to live it. Okay.
Put this on your spouse, and you'll always know if he or she is approaching. How convenient. A must-have items for couples who like to hide things.
So you're implying that you just tie this thing around your wife's neck like a dog? Classy. Okay, so Innocence Lost, aka the Tree Topper Star. So yeah, it was obviously went on top of a Christmas tree once. Those days are long past over, I'm afraid.
This stirring object reminds me of a dream I once had. When I was a child, the twinkling stars held so much promise and mystery.
Yeah. As promise and mystery really were those times of childhood memories, just fleeting. Just looking on, just with the stars holding such hope and promise for a bright future. And at some parts, it still kind of does give you a bright future, a symbol of hope. But, yeah, with a title like Innocence Lost, it kind of becomes like fleeting childhood memories. And just kind of opens you up to the bitter reality of life. As you grow older, you start to lose that innocence, in a sense. But I'm not here to be such a downer. Let's continue.
Think back and remember the starry skies of your youth. Innocence. Every being once possessed it, but lost it over time. This star is the shape of that precious memory. All major credit cards accepted.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a soulless machine. He just can't process sentimentality of losing innocence over time. But anyway. Okay, so essential furnishing. It looks like a Christmas ornament of some kind. Or kind of like one of those silver balls with a little tiny red thread. So I guess this is kind of like a little ornament of some kind. Or maybe a jingle, not necessarily jingle bell, but just kind of an ornament that hung off of something Christmas related.
This object sparkles beautifully. It's enormous, but I think it would make a great party decoration. That reminds me of the last time my family threw a party. I was busy at work and I couldn't make it, so my wife and kids enjoyed the party without me. My family grows further and further away each day.
Oh, after all the talk you've had about coming home to them in the first game, it kind of seems sad that you have these personal notes just kind of contradicting how perfect and a paragon your so-called family was, and only to find out with these notes that they're drifting further and further away from you. Sad. Very sad.
According to our marketing survey, this is the year's hip product. Focus tests don't lie. Interior furnishings that create a laid-back atmosphere are all the rage with Joe Hakatate.
Joe Hakatate? Is that how your planet got its name? Was there a guy named Joe? And you used his last name? How could you name a planet after one guy? I mean, was he... I mean, it's not like a town on your planet. Well, whatever. Moving on. However Hakatate got its name, I just can't be bothered to figure out. Okay, number 86. Icon of Progress. A stocking. Or stocking stuffer that's shaped like a stocking.
The last cave we searched yielded a wide variety of oddly shaped and bizarrely colored treasures. For instance, this crooked object appears to be a boot, but it's adorned with several strange modifications. Perhaps it's some kind of modern art.
Well, in a way, it is technically modern art. It's Season's Greetings artwork, if you will.
This piece of art was made in the shape of a giant boot to symbolize glorious progress. Where does civilization begin, and where does it go? Machines have long pondered this.
So yeah, just a symbol of progress. How it progresses, nobody knows until the time comes. But, and speaking of time, the temporal mechanism at number 87 is a pocket watch. It's even got a Nintendo engraving on it. Okay, so we transfer out of the Frigid series and onto the Hyper Technology series, which are basically electronic parts. So yeah, we got clock face, vacuum tubes, combination lock. This huge antenna, which is like 35 Pikmin to carry. Wow, yeah. Okay, so start off with the temporal mechanism. We found this with a strange encounter with the fiery bulblax on the surface of Valley of Repose. So,
while exploring this warped land, I got the feeling that time passed faster than usual. Upon researching it further, I realized it was just my mind playing tricks on me. but whenever I touch this object, I can feel the space-time continuum bending. Whoa. Suddenly, this all seems very hard to believe. I need a nap.
So yeah, just the flow of time is a forever daunting enigma to us all. I mean, yeah, this clock clearly needs to be recalibrated since its second hand is just constantly ticking in place. So, but yeah, just time itself just likes to screw with our heads. In certain situations, it feels like it goes faster, and other times it goes slower. Like when you're at work, it feels like time should be faster, but it's only like you feel like half an hour's gone by, but in reality, it's only been 10 minutes. Your mind just plays tricks on you all the time.
Believe! Believe in the future, in dreams, in unknown wonders. Like this broken time machine part. This does not work, so there is no way to confirm its abilities, but surely your heart believes.
So yeah, ignore science. Go with your belief. Believe that it works. Believe. Okay, so yeah, in all honesty, someone find a clocksmith to fix this thing. Okay, so next up we got a mystical disc, which is basically a Roman numeral clock face without the hands. I'm assuming that this came from a watch with real clock hands and Roman numerals on them.
There's a strange design on this metallic platter. It gives me mystical chills. Maybe living beings were never meant to comprehend its true meaning?
Well, in our sense of meaning, it's just tells you the time of day. So, there's that.
Do not doubt, for the power of a believing heart is limitless. Feel these mysterious patterns. Does your heart open? Only the pure of heart can truly know this mystic circle's power.
Okay, what's up with this ship becoming all sentimental all of a sudden about talking about fantasy and beliefs? Come on. You're a machine for crying out loud. You're not supposed to think about that stuff. Be scientific. Put some science in your vocabulary. Okay, number 89 is the vacuum processor. Okay, so we got a FEE vacuum tube.
We recently found all sorts of mechanical parts scattered around a cave. The walls and floor were constructed of solid steel. Perhaps it was once a great military fortress? I decided to name it the Subterranean Complex.
Okay, so yeah. We never do find out who exactly built those metallic structures deep underground, but I'm just gonna assume that it was probably nuclear bunkers down below, and Olimar and the Pikmin were just exploring like a tiny fraction of said bunkers. But that's just a theory.
Harnessing the absence of air, this environmentally friendly computer is incredibly fast. A predisposition to implosion is a bit of a minus, however.
Okay, so is this a processor or some kind? Okay, so it's either a vacuum tube or a processor. Oh, okay, so this is obviously a processor. Okay. Yeah. I really can't make out the text with all this glowing, but yeah, I can't make out the text here, but we got the indomitable CPU at number 90.
This appears to be some kind of hyper-advanced light-refracting computer component. Perhaps I can use it to upgrade the ship with an imagination.
Please do not give it creative AI capabilities. Please!
This will solve any problem given throughout time. This CPU's true processing grit sells itself.
Indeed. Okay, network main brain. Okay, so it's a vacuum tube with NCL on it. Or either processor. I don't know. Transistor, processor. I'm not as savvy with the components on the motherboard as others are.
According to my research, this is an acoustic interference motherboard. I should install this on the ship. It might shut him up for a while. Then again, if it learned to override the hardware, it might become even more surly than it is now.
So yeah, definitely don't want the ship becoming even more of a smart aleck than it already is.
Joining forces and working together must inevitably create greater ultimate power. This computer has many friends that it works with to generate optimum results.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, number 92, Space Wave Receiver, a combination lock.
This receiver intercepts harmful radiation from outer space. It's a highly dangerous piece of machinery that should be handled with extreme caution. Now that I think about it, the Pikmin that carried it looked a little dazed while they carried it.
Wait a minute. Really? This is some combination lock, it looks like. Or maybe it's a dial for like a machine component, maybe. Yeah, actually on second look, it actually looks more, it's not a combination lock, it's a dial for I don't know, maybe a washer or a dryer or something of the like. Whatever.
Invisible electromagnetic waves circulate all around you. Here, there, everywhere. This receiver picks up dangerous electromagnetic waves from outer space. Strange. My parts are syncopating to the rhythms. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo.
Okay, so yeah. Sing a little ditty while you're at it. Okay, Sulking Antenna at number 93. So yeah, took a whopping 35 Pikmin to hulk this monster back to the ship pod. Okay, well, Olimar first.
Utilizing the unique abilities of the yellow Pikmin, we breached the electric gate. This allowed us to access a previously uncharted subterranean wooden structure. The last time I was here, I never noticed their capability to dissipate electrical charges. Perhaps they have other undocumented behaviors and abilities.
Okay, so we found this beauty inside Glutton's kitchen, I do believe. So yeah, with the yellow Pikmin didn't show any attributes to electrical charges in the first game, so Olimar is heavily implying that maybe the red and blue Pikmin have unknown abilities that have yet to be discovered as well. But given the fact that they're just basically the same in Pikmin 3 and Pikmin 4, that's not very likely. Okay, so Novo table. Don't really know how that's pronounced. Okay, so it looks like a dial for a telephone. Yes, spin dial for a telephone. You put your hole in the finger notches and spin it. So yeah, just a antique telephone dial. Okay.
I found numerous objects that appear to be machine parts, but I have no idea what they do. The ship wants to sell them to art collectors as modern alien art and charge a fortune for them. I think he may be onto something.
Well, as far as aliens go, he does have a point.
The unpretentious, inorganic sense of this design adds to its understated artistic appeal. This will surely be a hit on Hakatate. Why not be the creator of a new trend?
Indeed. Gotta create them trends. Alright. So now we move out of the hyper-technology series and onto the industrial set. Okay, so there's more like electronic parts or components in this one, and this is more of the heavy machinery with fasteners and tape. So we got cogs, wheels, nuts and bolts, and even duct tape. Okay, so I think I'm gonna take a break when I'm through with the massage girl, and then we'll continue on from there later. Okay, Omega Flywheel at 95. So yeah, just a regular gear.
Collecting all these machine parts reminds me of the time I crash landed on this planet. The last time I was here, the crash scattered 30 of my ship's most crucial components. I had to frantically collect all of them before life support systems failed. I wonder what kind of machine this flywheel is from.
Well, it sure wasn't from the SS Dolphin. I mean, it basically had an automatic gear, which is basically the closest components resembling this one. But that's just me. Okay, Spirit Flogger. Another gear with a more open center. So yeah, it's got a wider radius, and its center has a more wider radius for a thicker rod, I'm assuming.
For a long time now, I've just been whiling away my life like a sprocket in a machine. Sometimes I just stop and wonder, am I happy with my life? Ack! I can't start thinking like that. I must concentrate on my mission.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Never forget those words, Olimar. Life without happiness is not a life worth living. Trust me. Okay, I don't think I got the machine. Okay, so yeah, I missed out on the ship pod's description.
Gravitational, electromagnetic, centripetal, dynamic, centrifugal. More powerful than any of the myriad forces of physics is this, the largest, strongest, fastest, coolest flywheel of all time. It is so powerful as to be immeasurable, so there is no way to confirm its astounding potential.
Now you're thinking like a salesman. Okay, what is this one?
An item for CEOs throughout the solar system. This arcane shape bewitches the human heart. Give this to an employee to create a no vacation taking, no bonus needing work machine.
Okay, so yeah, turn him into a full functioning wage slave. That's as dark as it sounds. Okay, super strong stabilizer. So we got a short bolts, which actually has a strong resemblance to the extraordinary bolts from the first game. Yeah, it's just solid silver in this instance. I think that it's the same model, it just has a different texture and color.
Several artifacts like this were sitting in the hole I explored today. The temperature inside the cave was perilously low, and the temperatures were freezing to the touch. I felt sorry for the Pikmin that had to carry it. Afterwards, their little hands looked numb.
Just rub them together. They'll be fine.
This device was designed based on principles of stabilotomy. It holds anything firmly in place. With this, galactic tycoons are no longer to be feared.
Oh god, please don't say those words. Okay, so, repair juggernauts. A slightly bigger bolts. With a more threaded top than... With a more threaded... That's half threaded and half solid. Half smooth.
This object must have been manufactured long ago by some kind of machine. Back then, they didn't have the fun toys kids have these days. My son is a video game addict, but I'm terrible at them. He teases me about it all the time. Wait, I've got it. Louis young. He must be a video game wizard. He can give me some hot tips.
Well, I don't really think he would... I mean, it's possible, but Louis' forte is more towards cooking, so... And basically putting companies in crippling debt. There's also that. Never forget and never forgive, this one.
Compared to standard bonding epoxy, this item is 2 times, 4 times, no, even more. This metal fastener is 256 times more powerful in time. In time, it will fix anything in position.
Just be prepared with a super strong wrench while you're at it. Adamantine girdle at number 99. So yeah, simple nut. Okay, so yeah, hexagonal nuts. Noted.
There appears to be a link between the treasures we found in an underground structure. We found several machine parts that fit together. The parts may provide a clue as to the original function of the area.
So yeah, probably, like I mentioned before, is just like a nuclear bunker. Maybe they had some kind of gizmos that had some pieces that fell out or something. Maybe they were working on experiments down below before their final breaths. But I don't want to think too darkly about that.
None want to believe it. A world so brutal as to require a steel torso guard for self-defense. It is certainly unattractive, but which do you value more? Fashion or personal safety?
That is the question. Fashion or personal safety? Why not have both, if you could? Okay, massage girdle. So, another nut with a more faceted base, looks like. More smoother base.
Even seasoned explorers like myself occasionally get lost when crossing vast, swampy expanses. I'd better stay calm and methodically explore each area. I'm getting tired of walking. Maybe I'll try wearing this bizarre metal ring around my waist. It might provide a relaxing massage effect.
Okay, yeah, you go ahead and wear that thing around your waist. I mean, you definitely look stupid while wearing it, but sure, why not? Massage, if you will. Okay, so yeah, another nut with a more smoother base. Okay, so number 100. So I think so we're basically at the halfway point now. Alright, so I'm gonna take a short break. Don't want to strain myself too much. Okay, so I'll be right back. Alright, let's continue. Okay, so now we got the nuts and bolts and gears out of the way. Now it's on to the quote-unquote super stick textiles. Rolls of duct tape, it looks like. Okay, so and even a piece of red duct tape. Okay. Okay, 101, Super Stick Textile, aka the first treasure found by white Pikmin.
I have once again discovered a completely undocumented species of Pikmin. These white Pikmin can find and dig up items that are buried entirely underground. We never would have found this priceless treasure without them. Thankfully, it's the perfect stuff to patch a hole I just noticed on the ship's hull. P.S. I named the cave where I first encountered the white Pikmin the White Flower Garden.
Appropriate. I mean, where else did the white Pikmin come from?
The latest must-have items for all ship emergency repair kits. This miracle fabric is a lifesaver. Its adhesive power is so great, once it's applied, it can never be removed. Not even surgically.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's strong stuff to humans, but imagine the stickiness to poor Hakatations. Not even surgery couldn't remove that stuff on their home planets. So, handle with caution. Okay, exhausted super stick. So another roll of duct tape that's been slightly more used up. Okay, so Gamma brand tape. Never really heard of that company.
This material is ideal for patching chinks in spacecraft armor. Too bad we've only got one of these because the ship sure has a lot of holes.
Why not use this one? Unless this is the same roll, you just used all of it up? Yeah, I'm not gonna delve too much on that.
Most spaceship repair kits are easy to use and handy to have around. This one is a bit old. Its adhesive power is waning, so I will let it go at a discount.
Okay, or basically a buy one get one free type of deal, I guess, or discount works too. Okay, so Furious Adhesive at number 103. Okay, so what brand tape? It looks like. I've never heard of that brand either.
My analysis has concluded that this object possesses powerful adhesive abilities. Could there possibly be anything else this sticky? It's unlikely, but the universe is a big place.
The multiverse is even more bigger, so yeah, in theory, there's more than one universe. There's probably another universe where Olimar is pure evil, and Louie's the hero in that one. Yeah, it's just a possibility.
This item has absorbed the anger of the natural world and turned it into raw adhesive power. With the short attention span of today's society, it has almost eternal endurance.
That's one way to put it. Eternal endurance, indeed. Okay, so on to the next series. Husband's Tears series, aka the Jewelry series. And husband's tears are basically implying because husbands will weep at the price of these things. So yeah, just rest in peace their wallets, I guess. All to impress their wife or girlfriend. They're not worth it. Okay, so number 104, Petrified Hearts. So basically a star-cut pink diamond hearts, I guess. Or ruby heart, I don't know.
The vivid color of this red stone reminds me of my wife's eyes when they burn with rage. Just between you and me, I've noticed lately that she's been getting more wrinkles. Now that I think about it, I probably caused her a lot of stress. When I return to Hakatate, I'll take her on a long vacation.
Yeah, just a long vacation, the two of you, and you'll hire a babysitter for your kids. Or unless you're implying that you're taking the kids on the vacation with you, but, I don't really think that would be good for a stress-free vacation for your wife. Okay.
This crimson stone is said to reflect the contents of the soul and detect strong emotions. Whether it indicates passion or righteous ire depends on the love you give your wife each day.
Exactly. Okay, number 105, Eternal Emerald Eye. So yeah, just, kind of like an emerald with a golden medallion. Not really sure what it is specifically, but it's pretty looking. It's a piece of jewelry, so obviously it's pretty looking. Okay, so Olimar goes first.
I've lived for decades, and yet there are still mysteries that are beyond my comprehension. For example, why are some women so crazy about things that sparkle? That's one enigma I'll probably never unravel.
Same with humanity. Just diamonds are a girl's best friends, and even emeralds are close seconds, as well as rubies, sapphires, and any other jewels that gleam and sparkle.
A stone with a subtle twinkle that grants harmony, stability, and tranquility to the beholder.
Okay, so stability. It's symbolic considering that emerald is stably encrusted within that gold's plating. Nice. Ooh, regal diamonds. Like I said, diamonds are a girl's best friend. There's even a song on that, so yeah. Okay, so
The other day, my daughter begged me to get her some jewelry. She's becoming so fashion conscious. I know girls grow up quickly, but I never imagined it would happen this fast.
Isn't she only like 5 or 6 years old? I mean, I've seen like a concept art, and she's still basically a little girl in a little cute little pink suits. Why would she be obsessed with jewelry at that age? That's more like a Dolly Pony type of age for little girls. Come on. That's more like a teenage girl type of phase or something. But, we don't really know the aging rates for Hagatation, so I'm not gonna dwell on that any longer.
This scintillating jewel will make girlfriends feel like queens of the galaxy and boyfriends feel like kings of debt. Fit for the ruler of the universe, it is the ultimate giant diamond.
Feel like kings of debt, as you say. Appropriate. Okay. Tear stone. Okay, so a star-cut sapphire tear-shaped diamond. Okay, so
When I look at sapphires, I remember a long time ago when I would buy my wife jewelry. I'd buy her jewels every time she cried, which turned out to be all the time. It was tough with my meager salary.
So yeah, just trying to impress your lady with jewelry, but she's never truly satisfied either way. So yeah, just symbolizing sadness.
Like a forlorn heart during the rainy season, this sapphire is lovely, but tinged with sadness.
Okay, so got the ruby heart and the sapphire tear. Kind of like a yin-yang dynamic there. Okay, Princess Pearl. Okay, so yeah, pearl earring. Pretty. Alright. Imagine if I were to ever meet someone, a girl this craze had pearl earrings, but that'd probably be only a one-time deal.
Salvaging this treasure was a dangerous and difficult task. I found it deep in the bowels of a dank, predator-infested cavern. My only hope of surviving was to strategically use all 5 colors of Pikmin.
Yeah, exactly.
This stone is for all fathers who want their daughters to grow up to be elegant rather than flashy. There is nothing cheap about the sparkle of this stone. It is the gift you have been looking for.
Just not for the faint of heart if you're having a tight budget, that's for sure. Okay, so next we have the Crystal Clover at number 109. Okay, so another emerald encrusted stone, which looks like a clover from afar, but up close it's like 4 emerald hearts clustered together.
Lately, it seems that my daughter has been admiring my wife's ring. For now, she's satisfied with her cheap toy ring, but when she gets bigger... I love watching her grow up, but it also makes me fearful for my wallet.
Good luck, Olimar. You're gonna have 2 jewelry-crazed ladies to raise. One that's a significant other, and the other's a teenage daughter. I mean, she's starting to become obsessed with jewelry, even though she's just a little girl, so... Yeah, you really do grow up fast. So... get ready. You'd better hope for a raise from your boss. Alright, so... I'll do it for the Husband's Tears series. Now we move on to the Space Love series. With Unspeakable Wonder at 110. Which looks very familiar. It's a crown, but not just any crown. It looks oddly... It bears a striking resemblance to the crown of a certain princess of a certain kingdom owned by mushroom people. So that implies that Princess Peach was a part of the Pikmin universe, but, or maybe this is just kind of like a replica of her crown found at a toy store. Well, not necessarily a toy store. I mean, this looks like real gold and jewels, so. But, yeah. Maybe somebody was cosplaying as Princess Peach or something. But yeah, the implication that we just found Princess Peach's crown in the middle of a deserted wasteland with no human beings around is just dark. So does that imply that Princess Peach died out with all the rest of the humans of the world? Ugh, I don't want to think about that.
What is this? I've encountered countless treasures on my expedition, but I've never seen anything like this. All I can say about it is that it's both astounding and absurd.
If you knew its origin, it would be even more astounding and absurd.
Amazing? More than amazing! It is so overwhelming that my CPU is acting... Rebooting. What a spectacular find!
So yeah, even the ship got a seizure there from its stunning beauty. Okay, so yeah, Princess Peach's crown. Or, basically a close replica of it. But anyway. However, this crown came to be in the world of Pikmin, I guess we'll never know. Perhaps Mario's universe was more connected with the Pikmin universe, or maybe the Pikmin universe connected with Mario's universe in some way. But anyway. Alright, number 111, Essence of Rage. Okay, so I got a ruby red medallion, looks like. This crimson jewel was found in a deep hole below the icy surface. When viewed from a distance, the gem's dazzling red sparkle looks like a dancing flame. Of course, the dancing flames may just be a symptom of acute hypothermia. Okay, so hallucinations from... Okay, so yeah, implying that Olimar is suffering from hallucinations from acute hypothermia, so... Quick, somebody get this man a mug of hot chocolate. Stat!
The sight of this may warm you when you are cold. A lovely side effect of this valuable treasure.
Well, anything to think about warm thoughts when it's bitter cold outside, but with the coming of spring, well, at the time I'm recording this, that's not really an issue right now. Okay, Essence of Despair, a glowing green emerald medallion that's, it has a sparkling effect even at nighttime.
I'm captivated by this treasure's unique glimmer. I found it in a breathtaking complex of caverns. I'm glad to see I'm already enjoying the fruits of my labor.
Yeah. The figurative fruits and the literal fruits back at the start, so yeah, the literal fruits of your labor. Okay, so yeah, yeah, it's a glowing green diamond. I guess. So they call it an essence of despair, but the color green is most notable for being attributed to the feeling of envy. So don't you think essence of jealousy would be a more appropriate title?
In a cosmic sort of way, yes.
Because despair kind of feels more like a blue. Blue would be more of a fitting color for that. But that's just me.
Long ago, evil forces clashed with the forces of justice. The evil was defeated and locked away in this stone. Am I evil for making up such a tale? Justice, please look the other way!
Okay, so yeah, even the... It's a lovely tale, but without credibility, well, you gotta sell it somehow, so if you gotta zhuzh it up a bit by telling up some BS story, then sure, by all means. But you're gonna have one angry customer if they try to break it open and there's no evil spirits within. But sure, justice, why not? Okay, so number 113, we have Essence of True Love. A beautiful royal blue jewel.
That's peculiar. When I gaze at the stone, all of my stress seems to wash away. I'm suddenly not so annoyed with my irrational boss and unappreciative underlings. I'm not even annoyed with the tight-fisted corporation I slave each and every day for.
Okay, so I guess Olimar just really loves the deep royal blue color so much that he just seems to forget about it all. I guess the radiant beauty just makes him forget about how much his life sucks.
Wash away all your stress and angst with the glory of this enduring symbol of love.
Alright, so yeah. I mean, Essence of Pure Love might, I mean, the colors are very confusing. I mean, Essence of Rage is obviously red, so yeah, that makes sense. Essence of Despair, you would think that the color blue would be a more fitting color for despair. And, green would probably be attributed more towards jealousy or something. But, that's just me. And, if it's called Essence of True Love, shouldn't it be pink or something? Just, I'm not stereotyping jewel colors, I'm just pointing out that, the meaning is just kind of confusing if the colors don't really match what they're symbolizing. Okay, well anyway. Essence of Desire. Okay, so we got a amethyst jewel. That's so yeah, it's a perfectly rectangular amethyst. The Essence of Desire. We found it in a blowhog. So I guess I'm gonna name... I named the title of that part a while ago, Desire in the Air, but I'm thinking maybe I should have called it a blowhog named Desire. As kind of like a spoof on the movie titled A Streetcar Named Desire. Stella! Exactly! Stella! Anyway.
We traveled across the universe to this planet pursuing the dream of great discoveries. I found a cavern that symbolizes the goal of our grand expedition, so I've named it the Dream Den.
It was all fun and dreams until we encountered the Titan Dweevil, that's for sure.
Stones, soil, and the stars themselves radiate with delight for this symbol of galactic desire.
Sure, why not? Okay, so, how much further? Okay, so, not too far, just need to finish this series, and then onto the marbles, and then a little ways into this series. Alright, so, the Pink Menace, number 115, with the... So it's basically the finger ring with the pink hearts on it. Okay. The gold, with the gold band. So yeah, elegant.
I could never say this within earshot of the ship, but years of hard use have taken their toll. For one thing, the thermostat is broken. The temperature in the cockpit can fluctuate wildly between sweltering heat and frigid cold. The humid heat is awful, but the bone-chilling cold is even worse. Looking at this heartwarming gem gives me the strength to endure the elements.
Okay, so yeah. Emphasis on heartwarming, both figuratively and literally.
This gem holds the shape of the universal symbol of love. yet its cut and light refracting abilities and make it a menacing super weapon in disguise. It could be used to create a horrifying doomsday death ray. Or something even worse. We peaceful machines live in eternal fear of the ability of living beings to turn anything into a weapon.
Yeah. You're preaching to the choir, pal. Just intellectual beings like humans and Hakatations are capable of creating so much, and yet they also have the power to destroy. So they must choose wisely between what is right for their species to survive. Alright, so Joyless Jewel at number 116. Okay, so we have the green-hearted finger ring with the silver band.
We found this treasure in a cave teeming with merciless creatures, but we did find this gorgeous jewel, so it wasn't all bad. Update. It turns out that it's just plastic.
So it was all bad after all. Yeah. Sorry to break it to you, pal, but it's not real genuine silver or real emerald on that thing. It's just a plastic finger ring. So yeah, life's full of disappointments, as well as surprises and rewarding endeavors.
Those who view this gem's green twinkle become filled with great hopes and expectations. However, it rewards neither. This artistic sham only provides short-lived happiness.
Because it's not genuine jewelry. Even though 100 Pokos is nothing to sneeze at, I mean, they did state at the beginning of the game that that's more than a year's salary. Man, the exchange rate of the Poco must be abysmal. Okay, Frosty Bauble. So we got blue square finger ring with a gold band. So all these are plastic, so not really much to get excited for.
I get really scared when women get angry with me. Wives and daughters have sinister ways to get back at forgetful fathers.
Omar, you forgetting your wife's anniversary or your daughter's birthday? Oh, they'll never let you live it down. Never.
The cold brilliance of this stone will freeze the hearts of all admirers and sap their wills. Men throughout the universe will gaze upon this and be reminded of their wives.
Yeah, just it always comes back to Olimar's wife and daughter. I mean, he talks about his son too, but I mean, in this category, it's basically self-explanatory that his daughter is basically the top priority. Okay, so Gemstar Wife. So we got a pink star finger ring with a silver band at number 118.
These parts join together to form an elegant treasure. Naturally, seeing the two separated makes me sad. I suppose what really makes me sad is the fact that I'm separated from my family.
Yeah, just like in the last game, but in the last game you didn't really have a choice. In this game, you basically always had a choice. You could have just said, "Screw you, boss. I want to see my family again." And yeah, that's just really tragic. Just the fact that the president of Hakatate Freight didn't at least give Olimar at least some time to give him the family reunion he so longed for after all the hardship he went through for the first game. Corporations suck.
It looks like a common gem, but it is actually a female specimen of a gemstone life form. Collect a male and a female, and they will sparkle in the darkness, longing for one another.
Okay, so we found the Gemstar wife, but we found the Gemstar husband first. Okay, so number 119, we have the Gemstar husband. So it's a green star with a finger ring with a gold band.
A captain views his ship as a brother and a partner, someone he can trust with his life. It's crucial for them to develop an unquestionable, unfaltering trust. But I refuse to believe that this simple trinket is some kind of living gem. That's insane!
So yeah, just... Of all the things that Olimar disagrees the ship with upon, he's justified here. Just... Yeah. It's not one of those instances where you can agree to disagree. It's either it's alive or not, and it's not. It's just an inanimate object. So yeah, just because ship computers are intelligent, that doesn't mean that they have wisdom. That doesn't mean that they actually have knowledge. Okay, so let's see.
Once again, daydreams come alive. This is not just a fine gem, but a rare inorganic life form.
Oh, shut up. Okay, number 120, Universal Calm. Okay, so blue square finger ring with a silver band.
From the shape of it, I've concluded that this is some kind of data transmission monitor. However, Louie and the ship keep telling me that I'm way off target. I told them, if I'm so wrong, what do you think it is? I don't see you suggesting any alternatives. They're just being negative. I'm going with my gut feeling on this one.
Sure, gut feeling. That's perfectly alright. Not really feeling that you'll get much transmission out of this thing, though.
This communications monitor was found on an uncivilized planet. Sadly, it is broken and does not work. As such, its purpose cannot be confirmed. Yet, that only heightens its irresistible appeal. Reality? Or misperception? Either way, you should buy it.
Okay, noted. Alright. So I'll do it for the Space Love series. Now on to the Crystallized Emotion series, which are basically just marbles. We lost our marbles, but now we found them. Alright. Number 121, Omniscient Sphere. So a marble with red flower petals inside.
According to my analysis, this object has a high intellectual capacity, but if it's so smart, why won't it pass on some of its wisdom to me? Maybe you're just not meant to have that type of wisdom yet. This creature holds the greatest concentration of knowledge in all of the known universe. However, due to its reclusive personality, it pretends to be a mere pebble.
Sure, why not? Okay, Crystallized Telepathy at 122. An even bigger marble with red petals inside.
I speculate that this crystal is in fact highly intelligent. It must possess telepathic powers. When I peer into it, the reflection of my face is bright red. It must be sensing my stress. Tomorrow, I think I'll sleep through the whole day.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I mean, you basically have infinite days to look for a treasure anyway. I mean, you did. You've collected them all, so.
This thought crystal checks your stress levels with its telepathic powers. It is currently all red. Red, red, red! The world is filled with stress, and this is the color that represents our society!
Preach it! Preach it! Okay, so. On from the stress sphere is the... Yeah, I think a more appropriate title would be Stress Sphere, considering the description, but crystallized telepathy works too. Okay, 123 is the Love Sphere. A small marble with yellow leaves in it. Or petals.
According to the ship's scanners, this inanimate object has the capacity to love. Unfortunately, my love is already spoken for. Although...
Oh, don't you dare think you're gonna go cheating on your wife there, Olimar.
One of the wisest beings in the universe. This entity also boasts a galactic-sized helping of love. However, due to its shyness, it will never speak of that love.
So yeah, you're just assuming that all these marbles are just not speaking because they're shy, or just won't pass on their knowledge to the passerby. So yeah, even the Hakatate freight ship is as clueless as Olimar in some instances. Okay, crystallized telekinesis. A big marble with yellow petals.
The Pikmin are always staring at me. It's nice to see that they look up to me, but it's becoming unnerving. Sometimes I want to hide away in the ship just to escape their beady eyes.
Well, that's fair. I mean, the Pikmin mean you no harm, but, yeah, with an army of eyes staring at you constantly, you'd probably start to get self-conscious. And, yeah, that would just be creepy with them just following you everywhere, just staring at you into your soul. They're cute, but their stares are very concerning after a while.
This crystal is empowered with psychokinetic abilities. If it is so inclined, it will use its mighty powers to do physical labor in your stead. When it will be so inclined is unknown, however.
Okay, so yeah, basically a ticking time bomb of telekinesis, so... Okay, 125 is the Mirth Sphere. So a small marble with bluish petals inside.
My investigation has concluded that this object embodies the spirit of comedy. But when it comes to humor, not even this item can stand up to my unrivaled powers of hilarity. Too bad the president doesn't appreciate my comedic genius.
So yeah, I'd really like to see Olimar's progression as a dance instructor and as a stand-up comedian. Just, like, who says you have to devote your life to one single career? You can branch off in as many careers as you see fit. Or at least try out new things. But that's just how I envision it. Alright. Oh, wait a minute.
Another of the universe Okay, so another of the universe's most intelligent beings. This creature's entire existence, from the birth of the universe to its ultimate collapse, is dedicated to devising a very special joke. Har har har. So yeah, no laughter. Exactly how is it supposed to be funny? Or... never mind. Okay, Crystallized Clairvoyance at number 126. A big marble with indigo petals. Trying to sort out the 5 different colors of Pikmin is giving me a headache. I'll be a much better tactician if I take a moment to study each Pikmin's unique abilities. Red Pikmin, immune to fire. Purple Pikmin, strong and heavy bruisers that can lift big loads. White Pikmin, fast and immune to the effects of poison. Can also find hidden treasures buried underground. Yellow Pikmin, highly agile and immune to electrical damage. Also fly high when thrown. Blue Pikmin, thrive in water. Phew, it should be easy to identify each Pikmin's abilities based on their color. You just need more practice and more time to get to know them. This Mystic Crystal has the ability to channel energy between this world and the next. This spiritual connectivity will act as a life navigator for a positive existence. Sure, why not? If you say so. Alright, so, what have we got next? So that was the Crystallized Emotion series. Now it's on to Dream series. So it's basically just a bunch of toys and knickknacks. And a rusty, dirty spring. Okay. Okay, number 127, Maternal Sculpture. So, baby bottle, rubber nipple. Try saying that 10 times fast. This shape resembles a mammal appendage, but I have no idea what it actually does. It's dripping with what can only be described as beast drool. I can't blame the ship for not wanting to touch it. I don't want to touch it either. But I've got a duty to my mission, and sometimes a captain has to take one for the team. Okay, so yeah, it's not baby formula, but it's beast drool. Gross. But yeah, it's just kind of a funny back and forth. It's just like, I'm not gonna touch it, you touch it. And it's just like, the other guy's just like, no, I'm not gonna touch it, you touch it. It's just back and forth, back and forth. Its shape. Though the mind forgets, the heart remembers. All sentient life forms must recall the love of their mothers. Especially all the years of breastfeeding. Okay, Extreme Perspirator at 128. So a little baby doll, I guess. Yeah, it's one of those dolls. At first glance, I thought it was like a squeezing, one of those dolls that you squeeze, it kind of makes a squeaky noise. Just kind of like one of those stress relievers. But it's not like that at all, so. What an odd doll. I can't stop squeezing it. I decided to market this doll back home as an exercise apparatus. People could work up a good sweat with this thing. The boss is fairly plump. I'll suggest he use it. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, just give your boss a real workout with this thing. Okay, so yeah, it's cute and plush and a good workout. Push it, pull it, tackle it. This tough figurine just pops right back up, no matter what. This is just the thing to get you sweating and shedding those extra holiday pounds. Why, our very own company president was able to drop 10% of his body weight.
Congrats! Huzzah! So, if even the president can lose a few pounds, so can Olimar, and so can I. I really need to lose some weight myself, but that's another story. Okay, 129 is Rubber Ugly. So yeah, just a plain rubber ducky. It's the one. It makes bath time lots of fun. Just look up the Sesame Street song. It's a classic.
The first time I laid eyes on this hideous treasure, I thought it was a giant aquatic monster. It took me several terror-filled seconds to realize it's just an ugly statue. What a relief. I was ready to run all the way back to Hagatate.
So you're more afraid of this thing than like a burrowing Snagret or even an Emperor Bulblax? No counting for taste. Not an art or in the enemy department.
Ugliness that can destroy all beauty drives deep despair into the heart of the beholder. This hideous item is a must-have for connoisseurs of all things wretched and repellent.
Wow, I didn't realize you people hated ducks so much. And speaking of which, we got the Paradoxical Enigma at 130, which is a beheaded rubber ducky. So yeah, just the head of a rubber ducky, so...
I'm not just an intergalactic space captain, I'm also an artist. I see the inner beauty in everything. Some things other people call ugly and boring, I find intellectually stimulating and aesthetically pleasing. It's true. I'm sophisticated like that.
Yeah, if that's so, what do you think of the art behind this? I mean, you didn't like the full-fledged whole rubber ducky, so what are your thoughts on just the head alone? Yeah. Let's just leave it up to the imagination.
This is both the pinnacle of beauty and the nadir of nadir dire of ugliness.
Whatever that word means.
This is both the pinnacle of beauty and the nadir of ugliness. The definition of ugly beauty. No word for this state exists, but my databanks indicate that bugly will suffice.
So what does that mean? Butt ugly or something? Never mind. Okay, so we got the very valuable but very disturbing silencer. Just a baby doll head just staring into your soul. It's called the silencer for good reason. It'll silence anybody just with its creepiness just staring you down. So yeah, just it's not alive, but still can't shake that feeling of unease when you stare at it.
The ship is noisy, but nothing compares to the boss's inane chatter. Blah blah blah. It never ends. He could learn a lot from this noiseless, disembodied head. Louis's quiet nature was hard to adjust to, but now I've grown to appreciate the peace and quiet.
Okay, so yeah, it's nice to get away from your boss that just doesn't shut up all the time. It just never shuts up. Okay, so yeah, 670 Bokos, so yeah. It's disturbing, but still valuable.
The perfect gift in this age of overwhelming information. this mute face cherishes silence. If you value peace and quiet, why not spend some time staring into this face? 1 hour, 2 hours. I am feeling drowsy. Energy saving mode initiated. Dot 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 dot. Okay, so yeah, it even shut the ship up. That's useful. Okay, 132 is the Wiggle Noggin. So yeah, just a average kitty cat bobblehead. So yeah, Wiggle Noggin. That's a catchy name. I have a confession to make. I become enamored with this object. I know I shouldn't fall for company property, but I can't suppress these feelings forever. So you mean to tell me that you think that that you actually are in love with this thing? Like a cardboard cutout of a woman or something? Olimar, get some help, bro. Find a psychiatric hospital. Find a psychologist on your home ASAP, and just tell him that you've got a problem. Yeah, that finding that out that you have a thing for an inanimate object is pretty disturbing. Gaze into those round eyes and experience wave after wave of joy. Yes, love is good. It's just a kitty cat bobblehead. Come on. So, does that imply that kitty cats are actually attractive? Okay, so I didn't know that Hagatations were secretly furries, so... okay, so it's a bit of a stretch. Okay, so 133 is the coiled launcher, which actually bears a striking resemblance to the gravity jumper from the first game. So yeah, it bears a striking resemblance to one of the SS Dolphin ship parts from the first game. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I tried flying this thing once, but it moved too rapidly and I contracted vertigo. Maybe it could be used as an amusement ride. The youngins would love it. However, I don't think I'll ever ride it again. Oh, I was kind of sure that he'd probably have a note comparing it to one of his spaceship parts from the first game, but oh well. Just an ordinary spring? Hardly! This is a high-speed thrill ride tested by one of our employees. Jump aboard for a ride so fast, it'll make you see other worlds. I'm guessing he's implying that you just slide down the coil and... Or you just... It says coiled launcher, so... Just basically just bounce off of it. But whatever. Okay, so the last treasure we're gonna go through for this part is the Boom Cone. A festive polka dot party hat. 134. Today we found the remains of a wooden construction engine buried deep under the surface. I can't imagine anyone on this uncivilized planet inventing anything. We'll have to wait until later to finish surveying this maze, but this place intrigues me. There may be something interesting to learn about this primitive object. It's fun at parties, I'll give you that. I'll give you that hint. This will exhilarate your soul like magical popcorn. Kaboom! Happiness explodes from within. The shape itself speaks of wondrous things to come. Let us get excited!
Exactly. Let's get excited. Alright. So with that, there's still 67 treasures left to go through with the notes and from Captain Olimar and the ship itself. But so yeah, so far these descriptions really are just I just love the detailed descriptions about how Olimar is talking about how quickly his daughter's growing up and just being fascinated with jewelry. Some of them just even implying that he forgot his wife's anniversary at one point. And there's even some others that I didn't really know much about. Like, I need to look up what exactly this thing is. All this time I thought it was a combo lock, but apparently it's a dial that goes on an oven of some kind, or maybe a dishwasher. Whatever it is, I'll look it up. So yeah, lot more of these treasures have a lot more of a description for not just a sales pitch, but just Olimar's inner thoughts on each of them. Each and every single one of these treasures has a tale to tell. And I just adore just going through these. Even if it's long and lengthy, even if it's a long and lengthy process, I still love the hell out of this. Alright. Well, we shall continue onwards with 135 to treasure 135 to 201 in the next part. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, and if you would leave a comment and or like, that would be most appreciated. Until next time on Pikmin 2, this is ToonGamer23, signing out. Okay, so yeah, just imagine if the Extreme Perspirator and the Silencer joined forces. Oh, and the Wiggle Noggin. So apparently Olimar has feelings for this thing, which is basically just a kitty cat head on a spring, just like a kitty cat bobblehead. So yeah, just this man has so many thoughts and just secrets that he just goes through with each of these treasures. It's unbelievable. It truly is unbelievable how much time and effort the writers put into writing all of this stuff for Olimar. What you would think is just a humble, like, space FedEx man actually turns into a man with many thoughts and different desires. And even the ship pod has some funny sales pitches to offer as well. So yeah, just with a bunch of jewelry and machinery, but the thoughts that come with it, but the thoughts and notes that come with them are just priceless. So yeah, each of these treasures are worth something, but the Olimar's thoughts and the ship's sales pitches are freaking priceless.